JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, St. Anne man killed during alleged confrontation with police. A 26-year-old man of Cajun Corner in St. Anne was shot dead, allegedly by the police on Tuesday. He has been identified as Shannon Campbell. According to a police source, Campbell was shot about 5:40 a.m. during an alleged confrontation with the police in Bamboo, St. Anne. One 9mm pistol with 6 rounds of ammunition was reportedly seized during the incident. The Jamaica Constabulary Forces, Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau, IPROBE, as well as the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, are probing the incident. Farmer to face court for cop's death. A farmer is to face the court on Thursday to answer manslaughter charges in connection with a traffic mishap that left a lawman dead. Charged is 44-year-old Ricardo Allen. Constable Adrian Penley reportedly succumbed to injuries he received on April 8 when he collided with an opened passenger door of a car allegedly being driven by Allen. The allegations are that the car stopped in a prohibited area. A passenger opened the door and Penley, who was driving his service bike towards Port Maria, slammed into the door. He was thrown from his bike onto a vehicle. The constable was initially taken to the Onotobi Hospital, then later to the University Hospital of the West Indies, where he died. Penley's funeral will be held on Saturday, May 20, at Ocherius Methodist Church. Teen charged with murder and 6 counts of wounding. A 17-year-old boy was slapped with multiple charges following last month's shooting on a public passenger vehicle on Spanish Town Road. 1 woman died, while 6 others, including a child, were injured in the incident. The teen was arrested sometime after the shooting. He is now facing charges of murder, 6 counts of wounding with intent, shooting with intent, being in possession of a prohibited weapon, being in possession of prohibited ammunition, and using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. It was positively pointed out on an identification parade. The teen was charged with the murder of 40-year-old Marsha Saunders, a Higler of Friendly Avenue, Central Village, St. Catherine. Reports from the Huntsville police are that about 3:30 p.m., the teen and another man armed with handguns boarded a bus along the mentioned roadway and opened gunfire hitting Saunders and 6 other people. His court date is being finalized. St. Anne police dismiss reports of people being robbed at ATM. The St. Anne police have dismissed reports being circulated on several social media blogs that individuals have been robbed of cash after exiting automated teller machines, ATMs, in the Ocherius Town Centre. One social media post asked that people be vigilant when using the ATM located at Beecham Plaza in Ocherius, as gunmen are allegedly holding up citizens. Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell, who is in charge of policing in the parish, says they have not received any such reports. "We have no such reports that ATMs are being robbed," he said. "We are not in receipt of any such reports," he reiterated. Several individuals in the comment sections of the mentioned social media post expressed that they are scared. One commenter stated, "OMG, thanks, that is the machine I use." Meanwhile, Paul asked that individuals remain cautious of their surroundings and be sure to file a report in the event of any such happening. "We would advise persons not to drop their guards," he stated. PNP now objects to massive increase for politicians after taking no issue. The opposition People's National Party PNP says it strongly objects to a massive salary increase for cabinet ministers and members of parliament, which was announced on Tuesday by the governing Jamaica Labour Party, JLP. It's an about turn from the party's earlier stance immediately after the announcement in parliament, when opposition spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, said the opposition takes no issue with what the minister has announced. In a statement on Wednesday morning, the opposition said the salary increase was done without the government first having satisfactorily addressed the serious disaffection of many dedicated teachers, nurses, police officers, and other civil servants arising out of the flawed public sector compensation restructuring exercise. This decision was made by the government without any consultation with the opposition other than to seek our political non-objection to the decision when it was already made, the statement read. It went on to say that Jamaica's public servants have tirelessly served our nation, often under difficult circumstances, and are deserving of fair and equitable compensation for their contribution to the nation. Noting that the recent salary restructuring for public servants has left many of them feeling marginalized and undervalued, the PNP stated that the government's failure to address their concerns while lavishly rewarding cabinet ministers and members of parliament a massive increase in what is a clear demonstration of misplaced priorities. While some parliamentarians work diligently and deserve an increase in remuneration, it is morally indefensible to grant such a significant raise, while so many of our dedicated public servants have seriously lost out and are utterly demoralized by the lack of equity in the recent salary restructuring. The statement continued, adding that, in light of this situation, the PMP demands that the government immediately return to the negotiation table with the unions representing public servants. The opposition said the government must recognize its responsibility to deliver a fair and just remuneration package for all public servants before seeking to look after the interests of the political class. Man gets 3 years for accidentally killing best friend. A man who accidentally killed his best friend and then fled the scene in a panic has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. A tearful Godfrey Nico Brown learnt of his fate when he appeared before the St. James Circuit Court last week. He was represented by attorneys at law Albert Morgan and Sharonika Jackson. On April 20, Brown pleaded not guilty to murder, guilty to manslaughter, and guilty to illegal possession of firearm. During the mitigation hearing last week, Morgan emphasized Brown's attributes and antecedents, highlighting that the only aggravating factor was his possession of an illegal firearm, which ultimately led to a fatality. High Court Justice Judith Pusey subsequently sentenced Brown to 3 years, 5 months and 2 weeks in prison on the firearm charge and 2 years, 5 months and 2 weeks in prison on the charge of manslaughter. The sentences will run concurrently, so he'll end up serving the longer term. According to court documents, the shooting occurred on October 26, 2022. It is alleged that 18-year-old Nicardo Gray of Cornwall Court was on the road in front of a friend's house at the complex when Brown, who had a firearm, went outside to greet him. An explosion was heard, and Brown was heard saying he never meant to shoot Gray and that he had been unaware that there was a bullet in the chamber of the gun. Brown then fled the scene. Shortly after, Gray was seen lying on the ground with a gunshot wound to the right side of his face. He was rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Brown later turned himself in to the police. Clarendon man charged after gun found in his waistband. A man has been charged with possession of a prohibited weapon following an incident on Bustamante Highway in Clarendon on Tuesday. Charged is 42-year-old Ricardo Kelly, otherwise called Charlie, a painter of Denby Crescent, Maypen in the parish. Reports from the Maypen police are that about 5:55 p.m., a team of officers acting on information intercepted a white Mitsubishi motor truck which was searched. Kelly was among 3 other people who were searched, and 1.38 imitation firearm was found. The firearm was removed from his waistband. He was arrested and charged. CXC investigates math paper leak. At least one educator claims that the Caribbean Examinations Council CXC math script leaked hours before students were scheduled to sit the exam on Wednesday morning. Speaking anonymously, the instructor at the Kingston-based school says he and his colleagues received exam papers pre-dawn. He describes the incident as highly irregular and a clear breach of CXC protocol. Students from the institution allegedly received the math paper from colleagues in Guyana via messaging app WhatsApp as early as 7 a.m. exam day. Several students confirmed that the exam script they received at dawn was indeed the paper administered during the official examination, further corroborating the instructor's initial claim. In a press release issued earlier today, CXC indicated it is aware of the concerns that the Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate CSEC Math Paper 2, which was written today, was leaked. This matter is of great concern to us. We have commenced our investigations and will make a definitive statement once the investigation is completed. In the meantime, candidates can rest assured that this matter is being treated with the highest urgency. The topic is making waves on Caribbean social media. Some are saying that the leak occurred in 2 territories. However, CX in its statement did not indicate if the investigations are in specific markets at this time. Dr. Chang confident SOEs will cauterize excessive killings. Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has expressed confidence that the recent 14-day state of public emergency SOE declared for the parishes of Hanover, St. James and Clarendon will cauterize the excessive bloodletting in these police divisions. Increased killing in these areas are caused by the splintering of gangs that are resourced with money, especially through scamming and access to guns. They buy guns across the region. They are killing each other and causing significant community distress, Chang stated. The security minister argued that while investments in modernizing the police are important, there is still the need for strong measures to lock down the killers. Our police are well trained, we have improved intelligence, and we are going to track them down across the region and get them out of the community, Chang said. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced SOEs for Hanover, St. James and Clarendon. Holness emphasized the government's commitment to safeguarding the lives of innocent citizens. The measure enables the security forces, including the Jamaica Defence Force, to conduct targeted operations aimed at disrupting and dismantling criminal gangs and their networks, as well as preventing serious crimes. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.